whole world, and watching these development structures kind of organically grow based on how you establish the program to begin with. And I don't know if we can ever go back in the U.S., but I would like to know. I think one of the problems we have in establishing the free play environment and the ability for players to dictate their development rather than us structuring them and joysticking them, is it maybe because we put the kids into league play and winning and losing kind of environments way too early, and there's a lot of anxiety, right? Even with me, I coach a 14U team of boys. I can't go back to free play because they just don't have the skill set or the IQ to do it as a team and be successful. My idea of success is different than the parents, right? And the scoreboard, and ultimately the kids, because the kids respond to mom and dad saying, I can't believe this guy doesn't run a system where we can win. And I'm like, well, I don't want you to win. I want you to win at 18. Like, I want you to be a player that continues to play. So I would just love to hear maybe your thoughts on that, those roadblocks you've hit and kind of how you articulated and approached, how you talk about development over the fear of not developing to win, I guess.
Yeah. I even with pro players, like even with adult players, even with like 30 or 35-year-old players, I usually say this: games are won with our strength, and they are lost by our weaknesses. Practice is to turn our weaknesses into strength. And the purpose is not to win today. The purpose is to win the last game of the season. And I also tell them, I'm not here to make you win. I'm here to make you winners. And I'm not going to coach you to success. I'm going to coach you to be successful. And I think when you get that mindset that when we work on things is to eliminate those weaknesses and turn them into strength, because we need a strength to win the games. And we're not trying to win today. We're trying to win the last game of the season. And obviously for youth players, it's that last game is few years down the line. But I still think that this the mindset that I'm not coaching you to win. I'm coaching you to make you a winner. I think that's something that the players buy into, because they all want to be winners and they all want to be successful. So, it's going to help me to be successful. I wonder when the success is coming, but I don't do what he's asking me to do. So I changed the role a little bit from I'm responsible for the team to win, and if someone's going to get criticized, it's me because I put the wrong guy on the ice. No, I put the right guy on the ice because he's so weak that if he doesn't play, he's not going to be better, and he's going to hurt us in the finals. And get the parents to understand that I don't know, because I don't talk to parents, because anyone over 18, I never talk to a parent. I say I'm not allowed to.
Right, and I'm primarily working with young kids and parents, new parents and players that are just coming in. And I think just like I say about Wally's mission statement exercise and this call, right, and the fact that Al Ramsey's jumping out of a work thing, or Della Belfry's jumping out of work to get on a call like this to listen to you, always comes down to the fact that it's the wrong people listening to you. You don't need us listening to you. I need the 17 other assistant coaches I have up in the stands to listen. So I think it's just a matter of just understanding, and I always struggle with that as a director and a coach and an educator. Really, in my role is that you just have to believe in the process, right, and kind of wipe the noise out a little bit, and hopefully you're reaching the kids and the parents that want to be reached, and really can't lose sight of it from the people that just really would struggle to get to this point in the development of a player.
Yeah, and the critique you can get, or the disappointment you can get, is always related to your expectations. If you don't expect anything, you cannot lose anything. You can't win anything either, because you don't know what it means to win if you're not aiming for something. But if you don't have any expectations, you can never be disappointed. And if you put the expectations right, that's the only thing you can be criticized for, and that's the only thing you have to answer for. So if I tell the players early in the season that this is what we're doing, and some player, and in your case some parent, then will come and say, why is he on the power play and I not? Or we haven't scored for 3 games in power play, but you still haven't changed, you know? If I set the tone right from the very beginning, everyone knows that we are developing a broad talent pool in our roster, so we will be successful. Yes, we will lose a few games on our way, but that's part of the development, and it's all going to lead up to making everyone successful, you included. And I mean, I had my best player in Denmark, not to, I don't know if it was a good example because I'm not sure it worked very well, but anyway, my best defenseman in Denmark, and he was so focused on playing power play that he was untouchable on the power play, he thought. So I told him, and it came for him out of the blue, maybe I should have prepared it better, but I said, okay, I'm going to take you off the power play and put you on PK as our first choice for a little while. And you could see like, oh, here goes my paycheck, and I never gonna have points, and I never gonna, like, all those thoughts got into his head. And I said, if we're gonna win, you have to be complete defenseman. I don't know who's gonna be healthy at the end of the season. You might not be, and I need someone else to be able to play that power play. And I don't know if the PK defenseman will be healthy. I need you to be able to kill penalties, and I need you do it well. And the better you do it, the quicker I can take off the power play, off the PK and put you back on power play. But it also has to be at the guy who's practicing power play right now, that he's successful. So your job is to help him to have success on the power play on your spot, and for yourself to have success on his spot on the penalty killing. And it took a couple of games where he was bitter, and you know, sometimes you just bench him for a shift and that goes over, but he was bitter for a few games. But then he started to love penalty killing. He started to go on the ice and just feel like, I can do this. Like, where are those guys? The puck is mine. I'm going to win this one. And you could feel that we have now more quality on the team, because now this guy is our best power play guy, but he's also our best penalty killing guy. And I know I talked to him after season that your value for a contract just raised, because you're a more complete player than when you signed your last contract. So I don't know if it helped him, but I think he understood the message and accepted it more than embraced it. But for a short time, he was embracing it because he played penalty killing with pride and passion. And maybe later in his career, he actually used that. I don't know. He was fired as a coach this year, so maybe he didn't last year. Got fired as a coach, so maybe he didn't learn the lesson. But anyway, it's just one example that if you put the expectation that you're going to win, then you're supposed to be criticized when you're not winning. If you tell the expectation, if you don't, sorry, I babble all the time, but Wally, you know Piper very well. You know, Cherry